Tawhid, we get Tawhid from Arabic verb we known as wahada. Tawhid comes from Arabic verb we known as wahada. What is the meaning of wahada? Wahada mean unification. Mean unification. What is that unification? Unification are when somebody and they make something one, where before say the actual root of that particular thing is not one. It not meant for be one, but you make them one. Like example, I get them particular items there, maybe 3 of them. Then that particular thing, whatever the items there, instead of I use them individually, before I use this one, then I use the other one, I use the other one, which I decide for do, I group them all 3 together, I give them one function, then that one function they now in the work with the all 3. This one you don't do what they call unification, making something one, and they mean unification. Or asserting oneness, where now consolidation again as well. Unification can mean to unite, to unify, or to consolidate. So this is the literal meaning of the word Tawhid. But in the reference of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is Tawheedullah, this particular one, it not will make sense to Allah in your reference. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it not will be grouped with another person or another thing, then you make them in one out of that particular grouping way you don't do. You not go take Allah, you group her with another people, then join them all together, you make them one. So in the reference of Allah, this particular definition, rather the literal definition of Tawheed, in order to work to Allah in your reference. In the reference of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Tawheed means realizing and affirming Allah's unity in all of man's action, which directly or indirectly relates to him. When they say Tawheed in Allah, in your reference, when I Tawheedullah, this one they means it for make somebody go realize, in accept, in assert, in believe, in confirm and accept for say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if for be one, na in your dominion. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for be one, we not get no partner, na in your dominion, meaning na in your lordship. We na the Tawheed ar-Rububiyyah. For believe say Allah in time of creations, where Allah create, you not get no somebody so far away then combine for create. For believe say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is provider. You know they share this particular one with any somebody so far. For believe say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, now the nourisher, now the sustainer, now the provider of the universe. And Allah is the manager as well. Now they manage every activity where they happen on earth. If you believe this one, for making unity, for uniter in this particular form. Just like where a lot of verses them inside the Quran, they talk about this one. Alam naj'alil arda mihada wal jibala awtada wa khalaqnakum azwaja wa ja'alna nawmakum subata wa ja'alna al-layla libasa wa ja'alna an-nahara ma'asha wa banayna fawqakum sab'an shidada wa ja'alna sirajan wahaja وأنزلنا من المعصرات ماء سجاجا لنخرج به حبا ونباتا وجنات ألفافا. So all this one they show the operation of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, not so we don't make for una the gun as bedding. Mihada min firashan mumahadan. Bed, sorry, where then spread something what people say in spread let me say, like where you take a bed, you put them the way how in the lidon. Now in this one, they try for talk about. And inside again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala measure of this sleep. Not all don't make for una sleep as a means of resting. وَجَعَلْنَا نُومَكُمْ سُبَاتًا وَجَعَلْنَا اللَّيْلَ لِبَاسًا. Not all don't make for una the night as cover clothes, meaning in the cover all is secrets them. That was where they go thief, they need the siam. Where the rich man they commode, they need siam. Would I go book the mountain in this year? So Allah is trying to show how in the manage and operates these particular activities inside the universe. And just like what Allah tell you in Surah Al-Qasas, He said, قُلْ أَرَأَيْتُمْ إِنْ جَعَلَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكُمُ اللَّيْلَ سَرْمَدًا إِلَى يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ مَنْ إِلَهٌ غَيْرُ اللَّهِ يَأْتِيكُمْ بِضِيَاءٍ أَفَلَا تَسْمَعُونَ قُلْ أَرَأَيْتُمْ إِنْ جَعَلَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْكُمُ النَّهَارَ سَرْمَدًا إِلَى يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ مَنْ إِلَهٌ غَيْرُ اللَّهِ يَأْتِيكُمْ بِلَيْلٍ تَسْكُنُونَ فِيهِ أَفَلَا تُبْصِرُونَ. Allah say, una tell me, una don't consider if me, Allah, I make for una the night as a continuous process. They know they come. He say, whose other God they again where they count for una light? If I make night, the night where they come, now just a continuous process. Without the day, no they come, no they see day. Now all the night now they come. So whose other God again will count for una that day? Say una no go hear, una no go listen. And una don't consider if me, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I make for una the night as a continuous, I make for una the day as a continuous process. Nights not they come. Which other God they again beside in Allah, where they count the nights for una, where people see una the rest inside it. So Allah say, Afala tubsirun, una know the see. So all this one, when they say Tawhid in the reference of Allah, this one means say, now for make you put Allah in one, now in your dominion, now in your lordship. And also again, Tawhid Rububiyyah, Tawhid, the meaning of Tawhid in the reference of Allah. Now for make you go unite Allah, you affirm the unity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, now in your worship when at the ibadah. And what they say again, Tawhid, the meaning of Tawhid, now for make you realize and you affirm the unity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one without similitude in his attributes and essence. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not get similarity to any other creation where we they think of. What people say in your way, in your essence, is different from what we go imagine. لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٌ وَهُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْبَصِيرُ. So when they say Tawhid in reference of Allah, now for make Allah, for realize and affirm the unity of Allah and in your lordship, for realize and affirm the unity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without similarity in your names and attributes, they're not going to be shared with mortal man, just like shirk in humanization, whereby you not go take mortal man quality, you give them to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or either be by deification, all into one there. So this one are the meaning of Tawhid. And in your worship again as well, for making you be in one grain part in worship. Let not worship Allah, then you get another tea again, where they mix with in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is not the meaning of Tawhid in the reference of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're not Tawhid Allah. So after we understand the meaning of Tawhid, now we look at some religions